Namaste. Breakup withdrawal is very real. It's like withdrawing from drugs. I'm Dhruva, MD, a practicing board certified family doctor, and I just went through a breakup, and I want to share with you the process that I'm doing to help heal myself and to not blame somebody else and talk bad about somebody else. And I'm in the woods, so I'm looking at my phone instead of my computer here. You know, when you have been in love, it's sometimes really hard to walk away from it because you feel these attachment patterns of, I'm not good enough. There was a text that was sent to me, and just one text, and I was thinking about that text the whole time, and then there was an emoji that came after that, and I'm like, what are they thinking? What are they doing? Why is she not responding to me? Why is she taking so much time? Before, she used to respond with all these exclamation points and emojis, and now she's not. What can I do in the next second to feel better about myself? Well, instead, I'm like, fine, okay, I accept and embrace that if I'm being ghosted or if I'm being let go of for whatever reason it is, it's not my business. My business is to try to understand what I did in the situation. What did I do to affect this person? Is this a pattern that I'm repeating? And this is only a couple of days, right? But I've gone through so many breakups where I have understood what to do, and the writing techniques that I've put in called mind hygiene, which is supported by medical evidence, which helps you feel better every second. And when it does come to realizing this heartbreak, it's withdrawal. You are withdrawing because you're connected to somebody, right? You have these hits of dopamine. You have these endorphins, that oxytocin that comes out, when you have intimacy. There's all kinds of things that you're connected to with a certain person. So when you do break up, you are going through withdrawal. What is the definition of breakup withdrawal? The emotional crash after a breakup can mimic addiction withdrawal symptoms. Your brain form chemical bonds with oxytocin, dopamine, and cortisol tied to that person. When the connection breaks, your nervous system goes into panic and you crave connection, not because it's right, because you're dysregulated. Now, here's some of the things I would like to say about that, is that in the practice of mind hygiene, mindfulness, cognitive behavioral techniques, dialectical behavioral techniques, you don't want to say things are right or wrong, bad or good. You don't want to talk to yourself that you have bad habits, discipline. You want to try to invest in your mind as much as you can. You don't want to say that you have a problem. You don't want to say that you're dysregulated. You just haven't taken time to write things down and to accept yourself. Medical evidence, love, and the brain. The medical evidence shows that fMRI studies show that romantic rejection lights up the same brain areas as cocaine withdrawal. This is a study from Fisher et al., Journal of Neurophysiology. Let me tell you something about cocaine withdrawal. I did cocaine for 4 months and got into a cocaine-induced manic episode about 7 years ago. I've been sober since July 31st of 2018. These are some of the things that I'm doing to not go back there. Create content, go to the woods, write down. You're talking about 20% reductions. I went to the gym. I have my dog here with me. I'm walking in the woods. When you do go through cocaine withdrawal, these include ventral tegmental area, the VTA, and nucleus accumbens, centers of reward and craving. You're not weak for missing them. Your brain is built to bond and is trying to repair the break. But healing doesn't come from getting them back. It comes from accepting yourself. And with that said, when I come here to these things, I just know I have this rejection toolkit in place. Look, if I run, there's a 30% reduction. If I work out, there's a 30% reduction. If I don't eat sugar, there's a 30% reduction. When I write, 42% reduction. All of these things have medical evidence to support them. And when you, obviously, when it comes to diet and exercise and being healthy, you know that there's medical evidence to support it. Because the last thing I want, because I went through a breakup, is to blame somebody, call somebody, talk bad about them, have life suck even more, and not know what I'm thinking because I didn't write it down. And that's what's going to help you heal. When you're going through a breakup and you still love them, but you don't want to go back, you got to write down what you did in that situation. I don't think anything even happened with this text. Somebody could have said something to her. Something could have happened. Somebody could have triggered with her about her childhood. I don't know about that. I need to understand that, right? Instead of trying to talk bad about her, I need to understand what it could have been, but not so I can have closure. It's so I can understand other people. And this helps me understand other patients better too. And what you do here is that you just write down to accept and embrace to feel better about yourself. Don't try to fix and overcome your emotions. Write these sentences down. I accept that I will be a prize. I'll have a prize mindset by working out, by taking care of myself, by eating better right away when I feel bad. When you do things that you don't want. So look, whenever I work out, I don't ever want to do it. Coming to the woods, great. I do want to come, but I really don't. I mean, I have my dog here with me, so it's nice to bring her with, Suwarna. It's nice to bring her with me, but I'd rather just stay at home and eat bad. I'd rather eat sugar. It feels good. But I've been doing these things that I don't feel like doing for so many years that when something like this happens, I can just keep doing it because you've just wired your brain in such a way that this is the way you know how to heal. And mind hygiene is based on acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, which helps you make space for pain without avoiding it. That's one thing you don't want to do, is block things out. Narrative therapy helps you separate who you are from what you went through. And a lot of these things have to do with self-forgiveness. And when you can figure out ways to forgive yourself, then you can forgive others a lot easier. There will be a link in the description below to a mind hygiene PDF that you can follow along. And what we'll do is we'll talk about the narrative that you're asking yourself. We'll talk about the story that you're telling yourself. We'll talk about why is it that you're feeling like this in the next video. And the video title is going to be Breakup Loops at 30. Why do you keep attracting the same pain? I'm going to explain this repetition compulsion. Watch right here.